It's been said that his legacy is complicated because of a sexual assault charge, which was dismissed in 2003, 2004. Is it complicated for you as a woman, as a WNBA player?
It's not complicated for me at all. Even if there's a few times that we've been at a club at the same time, Kobe's not the kind of guy, never been like, Lisa, go get that girl or tell her or send her this. I have other NBA friends that are like that. Kobe's, he was never like that. I just never have ever seen him being the kind of person that would do something to violate a woman or be aggressive in that way. That's just not the person that I know.
But Lisa, you wouldn't see it though. As his friend, you wouldn't see it. You wouldn't see it.
Welcome, everybody. This is Beyond the Walls. You're here with me, your boy, young brother better preach, Harry. I'm here with my man, One.
Yes, sir.
D.
Dowdy.
And Rico.
Suck up, Fed.
We here. We back at it again. Had a long week. And we got a couple of current events we want to go over before we get into our main topic. Gayle.
What's her last name? King?
Gayle King.
King peasant. Gayle
Grandma
peasant.
Gayle King. Why?
She ain't slept in 2 days, she said. Baby, she's
She
been
needs
crying
more
'cause she ain't slept in
security.
2 days.
Why? Why you do that?
Oh, man.
So Miss Gayle came out with some what people are seeing now as inflammatory questioning, interrogations when she had a interview with Lisa Leslie on
Respect.
CBS.
Shout out to
Lisa.
Yes.
She did a good job responding. But Miss Gayle came out with some questions. She asked, she asked about Kobe's legacy and how his fault in Colorado, would it affect it? Does it have any effect on what he's remembered for? And so she pushed a little bit, and Lisa handled it gracefully. And the backlash after this clip was aired was
From Black Twitter?
was like biblical. Like she got hellfire and brimstone, death threats, all of that.
Donkey of the day as well.
Oh, yeah.
Frogs,
Yeah.
locusts, all of that. Yeah, they gave it a business. And so one of the poignant ones that I thought was very I thought it was disrespectful, but Snoop Dogg came out, called her a doggy-headed, funky female dog, and it just in a head wrap too.
In a head wrap.
Man.
Oh, man.
With a horrible camera view. it was just bad. And so, we're here and we just kind of want to speak on the aftermath of all this. What y'all think about this?
Man, so I heard a conversation about it, right? And they're talking about, they made a good point, right? Context. Was it taken out? They got one part of the interview because they knew they were going to get a lot of hits because what the topic was and so on and so forth with the Me Too movement. Of course, people want to hear about that as well, honestly. If you think about it, that's what people want to think. I told you a friend of mine last week, somebody said, oh, he deserved that anyways because of the rape case and so on and so forth, right? So, but the context, was it taken out of context, right?
Right.
My personal thing is at the end of the day, you got to relax, man. You know what I mean? Because you got to relax. It just happened. People got families and so on and so forth. Everyone's going to be watching that.
Yes.
But again, she has a job to do. That's the politics of the media if you think about it, right? She got to ask those type of questions.
Yes, I'm pretty sure that they put that on the itinerary. Her boss, her manager said, you need to ask this question. And I don't think she argued about it or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure she was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna ask this question and I want you to push
not taking
it.
that.
That's no excuse.
I'm not
That's
taking
no excuse. My biggest problem is when she asked the question and I felt like Lisa gave a heartfelt answer.
Yes.
I felt like, Kobe's been my friend since he came into the league. We sort of came into LA together. She was playing for the LA Sparks. He came into the Lakers. They used to go out together. She said, I've never seen Kobe act in an inappropriate way where he made a woman feel a type of way. And she was like, he was my friend.
Yeah.
And I just don't believe that. Is it possible? Yeah. But the
Then
the
she added
retort,
on.
the retort from that statement
Word.
is what was like,
Right.
okay,
That
he's
was-
trying to push.
First off, for me, I think as a society, we kind of got to get our understanding about expectations.
Mhm.
At the end of the day, the media, because people were very upset that TMZ came out and reported about the crash before the police were able to tell the family and different things like that. It's important for us to understand that the media's job, they're an independent. So in America specifically, the way the media is supposed to work, it's supposed to be an independent entity, meaning it's not supposed to operate under the guidelines or under pressure of other things. Now, does that always happen? It does not. But the only reason I'm bringing it up here is Gayle King's job as a member of CBS's journalism branch is not to tiptoe or tap dance around
sure.
certain topics. The
Yeah,
reality of the
You
situation
gotta be
is
objective, yeah.
right. If this is what I find interesting about people, there's certain people we don't like, and if Gayle didn't ask the tough question to that person, we'd be like, "Oh, Gayle, you should have said this down." So sensitive topics, she's almost obligated to bring it up. Now, what Harry was touching on there was the one aspect of that clip, just like D was saying, that bothered me.
Yeah.
Which is to say, Gayle's job is not to form a narrative,
Right.
right? So when you say, "Hey, Lisa, this," and
Mhm.
Lisa says, "Well, around me, I've never seen a situation like that."
Right.
And Lisa actually did an interesting thing there to point out she's been around NBA players who
Yeah,
are
which
like,
was
"Yo,
great. Which
go
was
get
great.
the right,
Yeah.
go,
pretty sure
go
she's
yada yada."
had
And she was
to-
like, "Kobe's never done that."
Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
Now, when Gayle says, "Oh, he wouldn't do that around you," which means you have an agenda.
That's
Right?
what made me
Because
mad.
you asked the question, you got an answer you didn't
Sure.
like.
He said, he would, that's your friend. He wouldn't really show you that. You've
And
never seen
Yeah.
that
That's
side.
not
And
your
I was
job.
like,
that
That's
question
not your
then.
job.
now
Word.
you trying
That's
to,
not your job. Your
Yeah,
job is to touch on the topics, get information, get honest answers or whatever the case may be. But when somebody gives you an answer, for you to go, "Well, he wouldn't do that around you."
exactly.
He wouldn't do what? What are you trying? Now
What
you're
you trying to
steer,
say. You have an agenda.
right? This into a certain direction.
Yeah.
And just because I want to make sure I get this thought out before it leaves my head again, Snoop was out of line.
Absolutely.
Anybody backing up Snoop is a clown.
Absolutely.
That kind of, and ironically, right?
Mhm.
Ironically,
Mm-hmm.
let's flip this a little bit. Let's say Kobe's alive. Somebody else passes away.
Yeah.
And Snoop has that reaction about Gayle King. Same scenario.
Right.
Do you think Kobe would be liking that video or retweeting that video?
No, probably
No.
not.
Right?
No, most likely not.
Definitely not.
Like, it's a weird thing that you're jumping out the window in a way that this man is going to, at best, gonna be like, "Oh,
he forced it. He forced it. I look at
But
it.
it was an emotional
It
response.
was because
for
you
an
know
emotional
That's
moment.
LA,
because Snoop-
man.
Snoop,
That's how
that's-
they feel about
you know
the guy
that
out
he claims
there,
to be
man.
his boy. A lot of celebrities claim to know Kobe in a certain way. I feel like people kind of take on, like, if you remember the Black Panther movie, if you remember Michael B. Jordan's character Killmonger, his philosophy, his reasoning why he did things, I totally get it.
Yeah.
He was mad for
Yeah.
a very good reason
Yeah.
in that movie.
Yeah.
But the way he went about it
Was the wrong way.
was the wrong way. Like, if you look in the movie, he absolutely he absolutely disrespected each and every black female in that movie.
Yeah.
Everyone he encountered,
Yeah.
he shot and killed one. He
Yeah.
lifted up an older woman and choked her. It's like when you don't comply. Yeah, like when you don't comply with what I do,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go full force. I'm gonna go hard on you.
Yeah.
And Gayle is the age of like somebody's grandmother.
Mhm.
She's an old woman. You don't talk that aggressively with an.
But in the video, you could see Snoop struggling not to say what he wanted to say.
Yeah, he said,
You
"Should
could
I?"
see it.
Yeah, he was like,
You
"Should
could
I?"
see he was like, like
Yeah.
you want it, like you. But my take on this is kind of like, especially like I saw 50 Cent's response
Mm.
to this whole situation, which I loved his answer when they asked him. He was like, "All right, the man's gone, right? Now for Gayle, you're forming, you're trying, and it's just through the snippets of what
Yeah.
happened, right?
Yeah.
You're trying to hold court for the whole world to convict the man.
She was acting like a prosecuting lawyer.
Exactly.
Trying to poke
Which I'm
holes
saying-
in
which-
a witness's statement.
Which 50 was like, the man's gone. How can he defend himself?
Exactly.
What's your reasoning?
Exactly.
Right? The guy's gone. You're putting he's done. He's dead. His family's grieving now. And now you're leaving the public to go ahead and make a decision if this guy was good or if he was a scumbag. You're a dirtball for that.
Yeah.
I don't care what nobody's saying.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day,
You're wrong.
you're wrong.
You're wrong.
All right?
Yeah.
And so when you sit there and say, she got a job to do, well, you've been in media long enough to know that they could cut things
Yeah.
and make it seem that you're looking stupid.
Right.
I'm not giving Gayle no passes.
Nah.
Not on me.
Nah, she was wrong.
So
That's
again,
on everything.
she
I hear
you know, in fairness to her, again, we're discussing a specific clip, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the reality situation, interviews, just like movie trailers, they're gonna get you a clip to get you to see the rest
Lock
of
you
it.
in.
That's the goal.
Oh yeah, to lock
right?
you in. Now, has the
So-
full interview come out?
That's a good question. They may
No,
not
it
even
won't.
release it.
It won't
They
come
may
out.
not even release it.
No.
Yeah.
They may not
There's
even
no
release
point.
it at this point. But you know, the only reason I'm saying that is I'm 100% positive she did not sit down with this woman for 35, 40 minutes and say, how many times would you think Kobe raped a person? Like, that's not the interview.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, again, the reality of this situation is this event in Colorado is a part of Kobe's legacy. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
Now, it is one decision on one day that nearly cost them everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for us, because what it feels
Because it
like
was a white woman.
I'll take that too. No, that's factual. Let's not look. We're not gonna listen. We're not gonna skip the
I'm
jump
sorry.
around here.
I'm
We're
sorry
not
for
hopscotching
putting that
here,
in
bro.
there.
Hold on, hold on.
Listen,
Let's just get the
BTW
order
is
out
not
there.
a hopscotch place. We're gonna say it the way it is, bro.
All right.
Let's go.
I mean,
Let's go. I'm not with that.
Now we bring up
Thank
white
you, man. I
women and you
appreciate that.
handle
I
it.
appreciate that, bro. Thank you.
Listen, man. Listen, man.
It's the fact,
Listen.
Facts is facts.
The
man.
reality of the situation is, man, white women being harmed by black men is something that this country does not take
It's cardinal
lightly.
sin.
Yeah.
It's cardinal
Right?
sin.
Shout out to Emmett Till.
There are
Let's keep going. Yeah.
there are countless corpses
Yeah.
all over this country based on
Yeah.
white woman accuses black man of X, Y, and Z, and now that black person is gone
No
forever.
longer
man.
living.
It's a
Yep.
lot of uncles,
Yeah.
fathers, grandfathers,
Yep.
little brothers, cousins that just I ain't seen Ray Ray in I don't know how many years. What happened to Ray Ray? Ray Ray got caught kissing a white woman in a car.
Yeah.
He's gone forever.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, you know, H, you're making a great point,
Yeah.
right? Like, had this situation in Colorado taken place with a black housekeeping woman, would Gayle ask
No.
about it in 2020?
Nope.
So this is the thing about
Nope.
that as well. I'm glad he brought that up because the
Harry
mindset.
brought that up. I did not
I'm
bring
glad
that
he
up.
brought that up.
I'm glad you brought it up, and I support you 100%, friend.
But this
How
is
dare
a,
you?
So
My
the,
name is Harry and I approve this
mindset
message.
behind Snoop response is that Tupac mindset, right? He's
Yeah.
talking about, listen, I'm walking through the glass door. I'm seeing everybody having lunch. So we're kind of knocking the door, see if we can come in. You guys ain't letting us in. So
Mhm.
eventually I'm going to kick the door down,
Yeah.
let you know how I really feel about that and take what's mine, right? So with that being said, the Harvey Weinstein or whatever.
I
his
was about
name,
to bring
and
that up.
Oprah, right?
Yeah.
Remember Oprah was
was-
going hard against
They got Instagram
Russell
photos together.
Simmons. You know what I mean?
Guys, hold on a second, man. Yes, you are correct. So there's a weird thing that happens, right? Because I'm glad you brought this actually point up because for me, I'm gonna reserve the energy of how about ism for the next young black man who was killed and they put up his rap video.
Yeah.
I'm going to reserve that energy for the next young black woman who gets pulled over, slammed by the cops, and they put up her twerk videos.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going to reserve that energy. I'm not going to apply this energy
Yeah.
to Bill Cosby and R. Kelly and these scumballs and this, that, and the third.
Nah.
With respect to Oprah, Harvey Weinstein, and Russell Simmons, these are awkward and difficult conversations to be had. Why? Because rich people hang out with rich people.
That's it.
The fact of the matter is, it's really awkward for rich people to be around me because I'm like, man, you can buy whatever you want. And they're like, yeah. And then 20 minutes later, I'm like, man, if you want a Porsche right now, you'd buy one? And they're like, probably. And
Yeah,
like
get on my
15
level,
minutes
man.
later, it's
Come
like,
on.
what about a Rolex? If you want a Rolex, right? And they,
All right, see you later.
right, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
rich people hang around rich people because
Yeah,
Harvey
for good
Weinstein's
reason.
not going to be amazed by how much money
Yeah.
Oprah has and different things like that. Also, too, at that time, he was just another sleazy Hollywood dude.
Yeah.
Mhm.
A long list of sleazy Hollywood dudes that Oprah was in a room with.
Yeah.
Mm.
Jump cut to 2018, 2019, 2020. There have been documentaries and different things like that done on Harvey Weinstein. My favorite part about this is the people who scream about that they don't exist, y'all are not watching them.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because the fact of the matter is, Harvey Weinstein didn't make The Chocolate Factory. He didn't make TP2. Like, he didn't do those things, so you don't care
He's
about
behind the
that.
He's behind
Right.
the scenes. Yeah.
Right. He's just some random white dude. If he walked by you today, you'd be like, oh, that guy looks familiar.
Yeah.
If R. Kelly walked by, you'd be like, yo, I just saw, because
Can you
again,
sign my
so the only reason why I bring it up is now, and here's where things get awkward and foul. There are not many documentaries about Russell Simmons' accusations. And at the end of the day, Oprah owns Harpo Studios.
Yes,
Mhm.
she does.
That is a studio that produces documentaries, movies, television shows, X, Y, and Z.
Yes.
So now when she sits down in a production meeting and goes, hey, this Me Too thing is happening. We have some options. There are 2 documentaries about R. Kelly. There are 3 about Russell Simmons. There are, 3 about Harvey Weinstein. There are 0 about Russell Simmons. As the leader of a studio, it would be irresponsible for her to go, let's make a 4th one about Harvey Weinstein.
Mhm.
It's like, no, there's none about Russell Simmons. Let's do one about that. Is it okay? I don't know. It just depends on, how you feel about a variety of different
Yeah.
things.
Politics of it.
Yeah.
Last point, too, on my end, because this is a fascinating thing. We as black men will treat black women like garbage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drag them on social media, talk to them reckless in real life,
Real
Yeah.
life.
do all types of mess to them, and then turn around and be like, man, why are black women treating black men bad? And it's like, what are you talking
Yeah, I'm not
about?
hearing
Yeah.
that. I'm
Yeah.
not
Right.
hearing that neither.
Like-
What is you talking
Snoop,
about?
Yeah.
how many songs?
yeah.
How
yeah.
many?
You know what? That's a conversation for another day,
Yes,
friend.
that's another one.
Yeah, that's another
How
one.
many
Snoop
songs,
walked
Snoop?
into a award ceremony with
With
2
2
black
females
women on a
on,
leash.
on leashes. Diamond studded leashes or a regular one?
I don't know if that
I guess it
matters.
depends,
I'm
right?
not sure that matters.
Doggy's Angels.
I'm not sure that matters. I don't know if that detail matters. But
Yeah.
for him to now
It's
be
crazy,
playing the
man.
victim, black,
Nah.
stop, dog.
Nah.
Yeah.
No, sir. Take off that
Um,
head wrap too, please.
Just again.
The head wrap is a very important part of Snoop Dogg's catalog now.
But the head wrap,
Snoop,
got it.
Snoop,
And you got the OG angle version.
Snoop
the
is-
OG camera version.
Yeah,
Snoop,
like
Snoop.
change the camera view.
Snoop,
Snoop,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Stop.
The camera
Snoop
view.
is handling his hair loss terribly.
Yeah.
Word. man.
Again, Kobe has a complicated legacy. Gayle is a journalist. It would actually be irresponsible for her to sit down with somebody and discuss Kobe Bryant and all the various things. Again, I highly doubt that she spent 40 minutes asking about Colorado.
Nah.
But, outside of the thing you touched on,
Yeah.
where Lisa says, I've been around Kobe privately in nightclubs and all types of different situations. He's never asked me or done anything inappropriate around 2 women around me. And your follow-up is, well, he wouldn't do that around you.
So why you asking me, for
Right.
it, shorty?
Right.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah,
it'd be
Luckily,
a-
Lisa
hey.
Leslie didn't give her no spicy response.
Yeah.
Right. Because
She could've.
Because now, once that secondary question is you forming a narrative.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That's not journalism.
Mm-mm.
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
Question 1 is journalism. Question 1 is, hey, how do you feel? You get that response. That follow-up question is where I think it's out of pocket. But that's a thing where I go, I don't like that question. It's not me. I jump on social media. And now, by the way, calls her all types of names and then quasi-threatens her,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's
They were open threats.
right?
childish. But
It's-
I mean,
yes.
at the same time, though, when I look at this whole thing here, man, bro, like,
Fall back.
you
Dog.
fall back. Like you had a chance
Right.
to in Gale's side, I could say you had a chance to kind of do two kind of perspectives here, where it's like, okay, Kobe did this. What do you feel about it? And then again, bring in some of the facts of the case as well, because the case
Exactly.
was dismissed.
Exactly.
The person didn't want to come up to the stand.
That's
Why
right.
didn't you mention that as well?
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, yeah, it's all cool and dandy, yeah, it's cuts and stuff like that.
And
But know your lane. You've been in journalism for way too long. You've done interviews for way too long. This is my stance. Know your role, sister. Do your research right, and know that at any given moment, when somebody is black, they're gonna cue in on certain things.
Yeah. My last take on it is the fact that given this time, especially in the Me Too movement, there could have been plenty of moments where if this was repeated behavior by Kobe Bryant, there would have been
Gotta get 'em.
lists
You know what I'm saying?
of females
Gotta
coming
get
out.
'em.
Yeah.
Like
That's
when
important.
when a man gets caught in a very compromising position as far as him sexually assaulting or
Right.
mistreating women,
Right.
there are others.
Yes,
Right.
there's a
There are-
list.
there's a
Right.
list of
Yeah.
others,
Right.
Yeah.
and no one, especially in this given climate
Yeah.
now, where you have the opportunity to come out and you'll get support from people.
Yeah.
No one has come out and said anything like, "Oh,
Nah.
Kobe did this." Like, no, this is why I don't
Also-
believe this story.
Also, too,
He cheated.
right.
You
That's
cheated.
Plain and
That's
simple.
what happened.
You
Plain and
cheated.
simple.
At
Yeah,
that
yeah,
time, too,
yeah.
usually what ends up happening, i.e. R. Kelly, Harvey Weinstein, on and on and on,
Exactly.
is once you get snapped up, bomb, right?
Yep.
Now you're facing this and facing that. Other women go, yeah, back 2 years ago, this happened to me.
Yeah.
Let me get
Mhm.
mine
Then
too.
another woman goes, this
Exactly.
happened to me.
Exactly.
Now there's this weird notion out there. I've actually had a few conversations with dudes where, to me, there's a surprising number of dudes out there who believe women walk around and falsely accuse men of wrongdoing. That's
Nah.
not really a
Nah.
thing that
Nah,
happens.
Yeah, I don't believe
Nah,
that either.
I
That's
don't-
not a thing that
That's
happens.
not my
Yeah.
mindset.
It's not that it never happens.
Mhm.
It does happen
does.
from
Yeah.
time to time.
Amber,
does.
Amber
Jerome,
Heard.
Jerome Bettis had this happen to him.
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Johnny
Okay.
Depp's
yeah.
going through it right now with
Yeah.
Amber Heard.
Brian Banks, they did a whole movie on him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
That story's wild.
So it does happen. However, the thing that happens more often than not is women are assaulted and say nothing.
That's true.
That's
Right?
too
That's
often.
true.
All right. So
Yes.
now,
Because they have
Yes.
to worry about their reputation, the
Right.
embarrassment.
right.
Yes.
Usually what ends up happening, they just go to the family reunion and stay away from that side of the room.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
usually what happens.
Yeah.
However, here specifically with this Kobe thing, it's pretty obvious that he made a horrendous decision and it nearly cost him everything.
Yeah.
But the problem I'm having with the people who want to touch on this topic after his passing is they're trying to frame it as Kobe Bryant, rapist who also played basketball.
Got
Yeah.
away. Yeah, he got
Yeah.
away with
That's
that.
not what's going
Yeah.
on.
No, I don't. I don't subscribe
Which
to
is the
that.
problem I have with her secondary
Yeah,
question.
that's what I don't subscribe to. So,
Snoop, you're a clown for doing what you
Yes, sir.
did, dog.
yes,
Yeah.
sir.
I know
You
you're
gotta-
surrounded by people who
I
are
think-
impressed by you.
You got
And all of
kids.
that.
You got, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
That-
You're a
that-
grown
that-
man. You
rap
can't
too
be,
tight.
That-
It's
that's-
blocking
be
the
dealing
circulation
like
Yo, one,
that.
thank you for
Brain.
saying that, right?
yeah,
It's time to put away childish things.
yeah,
man.
for sure.
Like,
Yeah.
there was a time you were young, dangerous Snoop, and it made
Yup.
sense.
Yep.
Then there was a time when you were like middle-aged, dangerous Snoop, and it makes sense. Now you're dancing around with like
You weigh like 100 pounds.
you're dancing around with like
Snoop Dogg.
Martha Stewart and different things like
yeah,
that.
nobody is
Like,
afraid of you.
Let's dial that back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously. Next in news, we wanted to tackle. We're gonna veer off and turn a corner, get away from that a little bit, but we wanted to talk about the aftershocks or the after effects of a breakup in a relationship. How do you interact with your ex, especially living in this city? When they live around the way, they live like 10 minutes from you. How do you react when you see them in the grocery store? Like, how do you go about going through a breakup? You know?
I guess it all depends on context.
Yeah.
How
How
the
did it
breakup
end?
happens,
How did
so on
breakup
so
happen?
forth.
You know, we bring this up because of the Meek Mill, Nicki Minaj
Oh,
situation.
that was sloppy.
They've been in the news
That
lately.
was sloppy.
Back and forth.
Yeah.
Twitter
Yeah.
fingers for real,
Yeah.
for real.
I feel like in a breakup, let's say there's no infidelity. It's just two incompatible people I feel like it's easier for the guy to say it, I feel like it's easier for the guy to want to be friends, and the girl is usually more in her feelings, like, nah, I don't want to see you, I don't want to talk to you, I don't
Gotcha.
like none of that. You know, the guy is kind of like just feelings less, like just emotionless. It's kind of
This
like,
is my thing.
yeah,
If I'm done, there was a reason why I'm done.
Absolutely.
So me personally, if I'm done with you, I'm all set. If I see you out and about, what's happening? Bang bang shrimp, I'm out of there.
yeah.
Like I'm done for a reason, to be honest with
No,
you.
you're
That's
right.
it. That's my take on it.
You know,
But not to cut you off, but in Meek's whole thing here,
Yeah.
the guy created a song
Yeah.
about this whole situation between, I guess he was kind of like roasting home dude or whatever. Like, oh, why would you go out with him type stuff. I'm like, so you're clearly hurt, guy. You're
Yeah,
clearly
for sure.
hurt.
Yeah, I
Leave it
wanted. Yeah,
alone.
no, I'm
You're
glad you said
clearly
that
hurt.
because H, you just said something inaccurate. Which
What'd I
is,
say?
when you said guys are usually less emotional and everything.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You-
Go ahead,
you-
Rico.
That's
Go ahead.
me.
go
I
ahead.
don't know. That's me.
I know
No,
exactly
no,
where you
no,
go.
no,
Go
no,
ahead,
no.
bro. Go ahead.
It's not that we're less emotional.
Uh-huh.
It's that our go-to emotion is usually anger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I
Yeah.
said in
Right.
past podcasts. yeah.
And you know, anger has a different outlet than other emotions.
Yes.
Right.
Mhm.
It's a secondary emotion.
So so for me, you know, I usually bristle when I hear guys aren't as emotional as females and different things like that. It's just our emotions are
beg
drastically
to
different.
Yes, I can agree with that. Let me update that. I want to
Oh,
say
man.
that they're less inclined to show it. They're less inclined to show the emotion. The only one that's suitable to show that's acceptable is anger, and it's a secondary emotion. You feel something first, and then the anger takes control.
I don't even
you
know.
feel hurt, you feel sadness, you feel whatever, and then anger is the response.
I don't even know about that either.
Yeah.
Bro, when I tell you,
Mm.
if you look through, I'm not going to say testimonials, but you could say that there's certain girls, like if you look
Mhm.
at the texts
That they get.
that guys send to girls after they get separate, bro,
I hear you.
it's
bad.
I'm like, yo, this dude got daddy issues. Like, why are you texting this girl? Like what AB did to homegirl.
Javante
Well,
That's
Davis.
the same thing. I
or
know it's a
AB
different
as well,
situation.
yeah, for
I know it's
sure.
a different situation.
Antonio Brown, AB?
Antonio Brown, yeah.
Got you.
I know that's a different situation.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that when they're emotional, they go ahead and say and do things that are just out of
We
out
just
of
saw
whack.
that on this week.
Men can get destructive.
Who's
Yes.
you guys
Destructive,
know?
absolutely.
You guys know who Javante Davis is? Mayweather's young fighter.
Yeah,
Young dude,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Him
yeah.
Oh,
and
that's
Tyson
another
dude, right?
Yeah.
Him and this girl have been talking for a while. I think she's talking to one of these other rapper dudes, and he saw her at an event. He was trying to get her to go. She wasn't trying to shake.
Grabbed her by the throat.
Grabbed her by the throat. Bang. You know what I mean? Let's get out of here. They're
Yeah.
not together no more. He has a new shorty who's flaunting all of the time, but obviously there's still some emotions attached.
Yeah.
And whatever did not go right with them. So I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because again, you know, a female's emotion is trash your car, say nasty things about you on social media, stuff like that. Males, again, our thing is it'd be like super long angry text messages.
Yup.
You know, reckless behavior with other women.
Yeah. To get back at them.
Now you at the shoe store buying up spending your rent money on shoes and different things. Just
Aaron Shorty out on
right,
social
you know
media.
what I'm saying? Like these are the things we do, and it's all unhealthy.
Mm-hmm.
This Meek and Nicki thing is an interesting thing because it is an ordinary thing that's going on with extraordinary people.
Yeah.
Word.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
To a certain extent, yeah.
And I'm just saying. And
They're fighting in a bougie store.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
like, you know,
It's not the corner
I
store.
was gonna say they didn't bump into each other at the bodega. It's
yeah.
at the Gucci store. But you know, it's the same kind of dynamic in the sense of
I would have loved to have been the manager in that store, but go ahead.
right, yeah. It's just a bizarre thing because you know, for me, you know, oftentimes people think like the opposite of love is hate,
Mhm.
and it's not. It's indifference.
Mm-hmm.
And so clearly these people are not indifferent about each other.
No, there's still some
Something.
triggered.
still-
There's
yeah.
still some triggered emotions
Yeah.
that are still there that haven't
But they
been
going
resolved.
for each other's necks and everything. There's nothing to be revived from this point.
Right.
This is they going. Come on, man. You throwing knives,
It's
man.
all. Listen, it's all hurt. That's all
For
it
sure.
is.
Yeah.
It's just hurt because when it comes to the point where you want to physically harm somebody on both ends,
Yeah, you need to
like it's number one, it's toxic.
take
And
it
number
down a
two,
notch, yeah.
it's just like your emotions are above your head at this point. So you're just trying to I can say compensate
Yeah.
with you not saying anything with your words,
Mm.
but you want to do it physically.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I see like there's a lot of things that I've witnessed or stories that I hear and
Mhm.
stuff like that where certain guys just like they go buck wild. Like, you never loved me. You always cheated on me.
Yeah.
I'm about to kill myself.
Right.
Like all of this stuff,
Yeah.
like it's
Right.
bro, like where did this come from?
Yeah.
Like you
This is the
Like-
thing. The people don't really listen to enough Dipset because what happens is what my mind goes to.
Lesson
If
one.
my girl
More Dipset.
says, Yo,
Oh
that's-
my
it's nothing else,
God.
it's over, right? You know what I'm doing? I'm getting that Egyptian musk, rubbing that bad boy on my beard, playing Hey Ma. Now that I got a girl, my ex wanna holler and spit. I'm going to the club tonight
Oh
and get
my
something
God,
else, baby, okay? Listen to more Cameron, and none of this will happen, all right? Come on.
Oh, I accept that testimony, Lord. Yes.
Computers Putin coming your way soon.
Computers.
I like Kirk Franklin.
And yeah, I mean, this guy's goofy. Yeah,
Oh my
you
God.
better stomp her out your
Word.
Yeah, I mean, listen, fellas, you know, there is a thing that happens with us where, you know, ego is our most sensitive area. It's
Mhm.
not even, and so
The Latinos call it machismo.
the
real?
thing with the ego
male
thing,
ego thing,
in a
yeah.
breakup, when that gets hurt, it's almost worse than heartache because, you know, when a female walks away from you, she's saying what you have to offer
Ain't it?
ain't it,
Mm-hmm.
and that can be a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah.
I feel like some boys to men's need to be playing in the background right now.
You know what I
How
mean?
you
So
doing
you know, this thing of like
Nah, for
losing
sure.
it and being angry and now harming people and stuff like that, like
yeah.
it's just not worth it.
Yeah.
You know what
Oh.
you need to do? Go the Omarion route.
Oh yes.
Yo, play it cool.
Yes. Play your cards very cool and very light.
Omarion just handling.
Oh
he's
man,
handling
that was
business.
a great example. Yes.
Handle your business.
Yeah. Yeah. Cancel the tour. Cancel the tour.
Not for nothing.
Take the checks away.
We haven't seen Shorty's text message inbox, so before we start patting on
True.
Mario-
No. Trust me.
What he's
Trust me.
displaying-
Nah. Trust me.
Yeah.
So
There's listen.
So
He
you're
was
saying he's all
silent,
set.
bro. He was
I
silent
hear you. He was.
because with every action there's a reaction,
Yeah,
my
sure.
friends, right?
Yep.
Because at any given moment, Fizz could have hit him up like, "Oh yeah, so you want to hit?" You know what I'm
Word,
saying?
word.
Or Shorty would have been like, "Oh, you texted me, screenshotted it, and sent it to the whole world."
Hmm.
He did not say anything.
Nah, he didn't budge.
He didn't budge.
He got
Tour canceled.
his tour. He got his tour going on.
Oh yeah.
He got full custody of the kids.
Yep.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he got
Man.
full
Wow.
custody of the kids.
Fellas,
And
take
that's-
notes.
That's,
That's
how you handle it. I
take
mean,
notes.
Now if like that's how you burn somebody.
Oh,
like
yeah.
like going that route.
Oh yeah.
Man, he played his cards right. It's important that you respond and not react.
Yo,
'Cause they
Meek,
two
holla at Omarion, bro.
two different things.
Give
You learn a
tip
lesson
or
there.
two.
But to finish off with that, man, handle those emotions, fellas. Man, we don't get much outlet. Man, hit the heavy
And you
bag.
get locked up quick for it too.
Hit the
so
head-
watch
go
out.
hit the heavy
Word.
bag. Go hit the gun range. Say a prayer,
Oh,
man.
the gun
Meditate.
range. Oh, come on, Harry. Come on, bro.
Yeah, man, get out to
Gun
the
range?
Russian.
Yeah, yo, the
Oh,
gun
wow.
range is really calming, man. The smell
Me,
of gunpowder.
Me,
do
I like to
something
hit the
you.
driving range. I get a golf ball, get a bucket of balls, and swing at them. That's how I get my head
I like
clear.
that.
Never took that route yet.
That-
I gotta
it's
try
good,
that.
yo. It's
For real.
good.
I'm about to try that out, bro.
It's good. Go to Savers. Get you like a $5 driver. Pay $12. You get like 100 golf balls and just
Shout out to Harry,
swing
bro.
at them bad boys.
I just want to clear something up real quick.
Yeah.
There will be no listening to Hey Mom because my lady and I are very happy with one another. So love you, Ma.
Oh, commercial done. Finish.
Main topic, and it sort of ties into our first one in a sense, because whenever there is a dispute, especially over the internet, in the media, there's always a divide, and it's always one versus the other, and it's usually it usually boils down to right versus left, conservative versus liberal, religious versus non-religious. Like it's always that divide down the middle of what I see. It's always Republican and Democrat. It's like it's black and it's white.
For sure.
It's just always this divide. And this next topic we wanted to kind of encompass talk on politricks. And so kind of wanted to talk on, you know, being a believer and having some sense of devotion to the political realm, and like paying attention to different politicians that you're going to vote for, studying them. And people think that there's this black and white decision that you have to make. Well, I'm a believer, I have to be conservative, or I'm a this, so I have to be this. And so, you know, to start right off the bat, I feel like the trick is there are not only two sides to the dispute. There are so many layers to it.
100%.
That it's not just two sides. They make you believe that it's two sides, and they make you try and choose to have a divide, but it's not. And, you know, when it comes to Republican versus Democrat, conservative, liberal, how do you guys feel about a person's Christianity? How do you feel about your white counterpart that you work with who's a Trump supporter, and you know they are a person of faith, or they go to church?
So
how do you feel about that person?
Not only a white counterpart, because there's
even black, because there's black conservatives.
Specifically a Mexican guy that I know that's a true Trump supporter, and I
For
prayed
real?
with this dude before and so on and so forth. Yeah, I mean,
wow.
you know,
How do you feel about counterparts who are supporters of Trump? Do you feel like it contradicts your Christianity?
Well, I mean, for me, I'm gonna be totally honest, right?
Yeah.
My view on politics have been extremely tainted.
Yeah.
Because of my community.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All
politicians are evil.
Right. Politics and there's a saying in the Haitian community as well, "Mpana politique."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? "Mpa fe bagay politique."
Yeah.
And when you hear that stuff, it's kind of like
Makes you distance yourself.
Yeah. Like why are you guys saying that? You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you're saying that, but you invite governors to the church to talk about votes and stuff. Okay, so that's the next thing.
Yeah, no, it happens.
Right? You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is that for me personally, I'm miseducated, number one. Number two, I've distanced myself to the point where when it comes that time to make a choice, I'm neither right or left.
Yeah.
I'm non-existent.
Yeah. Yeah.
so you're
Just to
saying
be honest.
you don't vote, pretty much.
I've never voted in my
Gotcha.
life.
Wow.
Just being honest.
I commend your honesty. I voted, and my thing is, if the voting came down to, okay, if you vote, then this gets passed, and if you vote for this person, then this other thing gets passed. If voting was like that, we'd have like changes to the political scope every 4 years.
Which that thing you sent on the thread like opened my mind completely.
You know what I'm saying?
The
Like,
video.
if
The
you have a
video,
chance, go look up King Q. He's got this song out explaining how the three branches of government work, and in general, when you're voting for a president, it doesn't end there. It doesn't end there. You got you have to vote for congressmen too. You got to go back 2 years later to vote for people to represent you, to write laws that favor your community, that favor the things that you're going through. And so my biggest thing I want people to take out of this is the fact that you don't have to vote this way or that way because you're this color or you come from this community or that community. We all know the climate right now around the black community towards the president.
Yeah.
Is like, yeah, we don't care for him, we don't like him.
But
Like,
I'm gonna ask you guys a question though.
yeah.
What I don't know if all of y'all voted in y'all lives before, but what inspired?
I voted, yeah.
All right, so what inspired you guys to vote? Like, what was that? Because there's a point in all of our lives where we wasn't interested at all,
For
right?
sure.
What inspired each one of you guys to just go ahead and do it?
For me, I vote regularly. And for me, it just feels wrong to not partake in things that people died for. There's a weird kind of apathy people have towards voting. What's the point? Don't matter. Don't put no money in my pocket and all of that, which is all true. The problem is that people, if voting was truly pointless, millionaires wouldn't put tons of money behind making sure the right people get voted in.
Yeah.
That's true.
If
That's very true.
Money talks.
if voting was meaningless and pointless, the Civil War wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it would have been a pointless thing, and then they would say, well, it doesn't matter if slaves are humans, votes don't matter. So as far as the voting part of it, I think really what happens is people go, I went out, I waited in line, I filled out the form, I showed them my ID, I voted for the person I wanted. Nothing in my personal life has changed.
Right.
And that is an argument I can't really defend, right? Like, I know that when I voted for Barack Obama twice and it didn't change my credit score.
Me too.
But that being said, there is a bigger purpose to it. The reality of the situation is we no longer elect pure-hearted people. We elect professional vote getters.
Yeah.
And the thing about a professional vote getter is they're very easily manipulated. So if a professional vote getter is sitting in an office and they like that job and they have a tendency to only do the things that will get them more votes.
Yeah.
Now that can be frustrating whenever you go, yeah, but the right thing may not get you more votes.
Yeah.
But the good news about that is that when you have a professional vote getter sitting in an office, again, you can manipulate them very easily.
Yeah.
But to answer your original question, man, like for me, voting isn't necessarily about an obligation or a civic duty. I do so because there are too many people in this country and in other countries who die for the opportunity to do so. So for me to go, it feels wrong on my end. Right.
Okay.
What the funny thing is not funny, but two of the people that we spoke about today, right? Snoop and R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even getting interested in the political views and voting and so on and so forth, right? NBA All-Star Weekend in Los Angeles. Allen Iverson and R. Kelly were hosting an after party, right?
Oh boy.
So
I
me and
didn't
my
know
boy,
about that.
yeah.
Me neither.
So me and my boy go out there, whatever. It was kind of a dud because we got there, we thought it was gonna be until 4, ended like at 1. So boom, we left a little early, not really too happy about it. People walking around, passing around the hip hop summit that they had going on at USC the very next morning, right? Hosted by Snoop Dogg, Dame Dash, and other people as well. So one of the things that you kind of mentioned is Snoop Dogg's friend got on stage, was kind of talking about, listen, I don't have the right to vote. In California, if you're a convicted felon, you lose that right to vote. All of you guys out there free and can vote. You can do whatever you want to do.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here dying to vote.
Yeah.
The freedom's been taken away from me. You guys have the opportunity to do so. So that's why I actually opened my mind up to kind of,
Okay.
see what's happening and figure out this political thing. I mean, it's nothing to really figure out. You guys made a great point because my thing is the same thing. Regardless of who the president is, I'm still going to wake up the next morning and eat oatmeal and drink orange juice.
Yeah.
So
But I see that's discouraging to me.
I feel you, and it leaves people really confused. Like when there's so much arguing over the media and over social media, well, you don't know what's true anymore. It's like one person says, "Oh, like I brought the deficit down," where the other side saying, "Like, no, you didn't. Like the deficit actually went up." Like it's hard to it's hard to find like a middle ground of
The
who's
truth.
telling the
That's all-
truth.
yeah,
Like
that's all it
everyone's
is.
so
It's knowledge.
biased, and
Yeah.
and so you're left in this place like man, like
Should
okay,
I
gotta
deal with this?
Yeah,
or,
am I gonna deal with this? So I just try to look at issues that I find important and what their aim is for this issue, what their aim is for healthcare, what their aim is for crime, crime reform. How do they go
Yeah.
about that? Like, how do they feel about these things? And I go off that. Like, there are one issue voters out there, who feel like, if I vote for this, then this is gonna get passed. Like,
Yeah.
and I feel like it's irresponsible to just vote on one issue.
But I mean, I
Yeah.
feel with everything in its proper context, right? Voting is, I guess, one piece of the puzzle.
It's
right?
one piece.
You
You got to get back out there.
like I hear like there's sometimes town
Vote again.
meetings. There's town meetings.
Yeah,
sometimes,
council meetings.
and stuff like that.
You got to be a part of that.
You got to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I hear like, if you want to be the change, you have to be part of it, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, sometimes we're voting people in. Maybe we have to be part of that bunch. You know what I'm saying?
We
Like,
do. It's not just a comedy show. Like,
Yeah.
Donald Trump's highlight reel is going to be the funniest thing you ever seen in your life. Whether he makes it in for a second term, it'll be the funniest 4 or 8 years that you've ever seen. Like, when you roll back the footage of all just some of the outrageous things he said, it's going to be fun. But people look at it as just this comedy reel. People love making fun of him. People who hate him put so much energy into like, insulting him and doing this and doing that and talking about how the right is this and that. They're closed-minded. But like, if you put all that energy into getting back out there, voting in for congressmen, councilmen, for people in your area to help garner that change that you really want to see, like, you don't have to put all your energy
So
into
just
that.
saying everything you said about his highlight reel and taking it back to your original question about religion and how people feel about him and so on and so forth, how you feel about that, it does make you question people when you. So this is who you believe in.
Yeah.
But his attitude and what he's representing is definitely not consistent with who you believe in teaches and how
Yeah.
he says to make things happen and so on and so forth. But at the same time, we all scumbags too.
I have a problem with people who idolize either side. I have like when Obama got voted in, I was in college. I was sitting in my living room. It was like 10, 11 o'clock at night. My dad was on the couch. My dad immigrated from Haiti, came here, worked hard, bought a home, raised 4 kids. He's sitting on the couch. I'm laying on the floor eating. I just got out of work, flipping burgers, and I was heading back to campus to go to class tomorrow. So I'm eating. I'm watching the results with him. And so it's me and my pops. The news flash over the ticker finally comes back. The results are in. Obama's in. And I'm just sitting there in silence, and I look back at my dad, and I see tears like roll down his eyes, and like he wipes the tears.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I was like, "Yo, this is big."
Yeah, it's an emotional moment.
Yeah.
It's a big moment.
And then
Jackson
this
out
lady,
there.
they put the camera on this lady. I don't know if it was right after the vote came in or if it was at his inauguration. This reporter went to this woman,
The
this
free
black
phone
woman.
lady,
Say it again.
the free phone lady.
I don't know if but she was like, "I'm just so glad that I'm not gonna have to worry about putting gas in my car.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
I'm not gonna have to worry about paying my mortgage."
Yeah, she
What?
also
And I'm
said,
like, "Lady,
no,
what are you
yeah.
talking about,
Yeah,
man?"
She also said, "I'm gonna get a free phone." Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Wow.
stop. Like, what are you talking about, man?
They definitely went to a street
Like,
worker.
yes, I like
You know, because
Obama.
they put the
Is
sign
she
up?
ready? Yeah, go ask her
Yeah,
now.
go ask her.
now.
What?
I like
That's crazy.
Obama. Like, I liked him as a president. He's someone I felt that I could put him in front of people to speak for
He
me.
had good taste in music as well.
I'm
so I
so,
really
like,
think.
And he
I
had
like
moves,
him
man.
as a
He had
man.
swag.
I
He had
respect.
drip.
I respect the man.
Yeah.
But like when you start idolizing folk, like
and Michelle too.
they
Shout out to
become
her.
like you got like a Mount Rushmore of pictures in your living room where you got like Martin Luther King, you got Jesus, you got Obama. But like when you putting them up there like for like God's sake, it's like, yo, chill.
It was a huge moment. I remember, just like you were in the living room. I was in my living room.
Yeah.
My parents were there. My family's out there just waiting for the results. And it was just the same thing. Like, I remember Jesse Jackson crying. And I heard he wasn't even really a fan of Obama
No,
in
I
the
said he was
beginning.
gonna snip his balls off.
For real?
Yes, that's out of his mouth. That's
People
what he said. he's
quit.
gonna do.
But anyway, it's just like the whole, like just seeing the hard work that kind of because I didn't vote that time,
Right.
and I kind of I felt a little shame. I was
Yeah.
like, oh snap, I
Like,
didn't
he
do
got in.
nothing. He
Yeah.
got in, and then,
But that's the
Yo.
thing.
you know what I'm saying? But after that, I'm just like, still hearing like, he's not doing nothing for us, or he's doing stuff for us, or but at the same time, like same thing that Rico said, it's like, did my life change? Like,
No.
like were there drastic, like, wow, I'm seeing this world in a different view because Obama has really changed the world? I don't know. Like,
Trayvon got killed while he was president. Like all those things still happen.
Mike Brown too, right?
Mike. It's like you can't put these people in idol status.
Yeah.
Like you can't be like you can't have like the stars in your eyes after this happens. Say, oh, like, all right, we're done. Like, no, it ain't done yet. Like there's
We're just
so
getting
much
started.
more to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to get back out there 2 years later, vote congressmen in. And for either side, I'm not talking just Obama heads or Trump heads. Like whatever you support, you got to get back out there and put in the work by putting your vote in. You don't got to be at every council meeting, but like put
the work in.
One
Put
thing
some part
I
of the community.
can say is that the person in charge definitely, just like church, whoever the pastor is, that's going to be the vibe of the church.
Yeah, true.
And whoever in the White House, that's going to be the vibe of America during that time, because it was definitely a different vibe then.
Yeah.
And with who's in the house now, you can't fake the funk.
Yeah.
There's a different vibe
Totally
now.
different.
So it's tough, man. It's one of those things, man. But life is still life. You're still gonna live and so on and so forth. But it's always important to be just to be informed, even about the impeachment process. Like people are,
people
everybody's
excited
on
there to
it.
get. Yo,
Nobody
he ain't
really
going
knows
nowhere, y'all. Like chill. You know
a lot of
why?
things that come into place.
Because Congress is dominated by the people that like him or the people that want his agenda
And the people that voted him in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like, don't fall for the trap. Don't fall for the politricks. Don't get starry-eyed over your favorite guy got in or your favorite girl got in. Like, you got to get back. It's time to get back out there. Do your research. Look up the people. Look up the things that you find important, and start to move on those things. And because those things are important.
Be dumb on purpose, baby.
One last thing I wanted to do is, like, I think another trick that people fall for is like, something bad happens. And, I'll take the Super Bowl halftime performance. Shakira, Jennifer Lopez, they was spinning in
crazy
little
over that right
outfits on stripper poles and all that stuff. And so you have this divide again. Like, you got liberals that's like, they wilding out because of, because they was wearing these short little things. But
isn't a guy suing the NFL?
But
nothing new.
but there's cheerleaders dancing like that every week for 17 weeks.
Look at the Cowboys.
But my thing is, they'll highlight a minority of outrage. There weren't many complaints about the Super Bowl halftime show. If you really look at it, compared to the majority, it was just like, oh, it's just a Super Bowl.
Besides the Illuminati stuff.
Yeah. It was a Super Bowl halftime show. That was it. But you get what the media does is they highlight the few that complain and show it to the masses.
Yeah.
And it creates this buzz where people feel like they have to choose a side.
Yeah.
And then they clap back with all these other things like, the cheerleaders are in skimpy outfits every week, or it's like, whoa, like nobody was really that mad about it. It wasn't that big of a deal. Same thing with when Cap got a Nike deal. There were like 2 videos that I know of people burning their Nikes. But
they zoomed in on that.
But the masses zoomed in on just those 2 little videos.
Yeah.
There weren't hundreds of videos people burning their Nike stuff. There were like 2 videos that went viral. Yeah. And then the majority answers back. And again, it creates this divide. So people clap back, and then people on the other side feel like they have to. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's the trick that they do.
But what
to create this.
Yeah. What I do appreciate, though, now there's more outlets. There are more outlets, meaning besides the general media that we were used to with Fox, MSNBC,
it's Fox and CNN, like
CNN,
it's another,
stuff like that. Now there's different people like I don't know if you guys ever heard of Sean King.
Yeah.
But he's a great source as well.
Yeah.
There's other people as well.
Michael Eric Dyson's a great one.
Yeah, and they have their own platform. Right. So Thank God for the internet. Thank God for multiple
Yeah, man.
platforms and
make
stuff
sure
like
you
that.
get
Make sure you get your information.
Get your objective view.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't just look at videos
Yeah.
that support what you believe in. Look at the other side too.
Research, yeah.
Like look at the other side too, because
Word.
not like whatever side you're on, whatever the other side is saying is not all nonsense.
Yeah.
You have to. You have to.
And listen to more Dipset, to be honest with you, because
I.
that's just the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
Hell yeah.
So I'm gonna leave y'all with that, man. Don't fall for the Politricks, man.
Yes, sir.
Don't fall for it. Don't let your emotions get too much into it. But we'll leave it at that, man. This is Beyond the Walls signing off. We'll see y'all next time.
Yep.